So good morning, everyone. In front of you all, myself, CA Nishchit Shetty, I am the host today. I would like to extend my warm welcome to all the dignitaries present here, our speaker, CA Gautam Lath, CA Shweta Jain ma'am, CA Siddharth Dwivedi. I would also like to extend my warm welcome to all the members present here. We appreciate your presence. How grateful we are that we could all gather here at this beautiful day to talk about a certain important topic. Now, I would like to read the agenda for this morning. The first agenda is I'll give you a preface of today's session and introduce the speaker. The second agenda, we will have the session on practical aspects of GSTR 9 and 9C by our beloved speaker, CA Gautam Lath. The third agenda, to close today's meeting with a vote of thanks by CA Siddharth Dwivedi. Reconciling the GST ledger is a bit like solving a puzzle. Timely reconciliation is a necessary process as the weaknesses and inefficiency often lead to inaccuracy and mistake. Preparation of GSTR 9, the annual return, and 9C, the reconciliation statement, is a complex compliance activity. The extension that we got for 2 months did give us a bit of a relief, but now the relief time is over. The due date to file GSTR 9 and self-certified 9C is 28th of February 2022. The CBIC has exempted GST taxpayers with an annual aggregate turnover up to 2 crores from filing the form GSTR 9. The CBIC has also notified certain changes in section 35(5) and 44 of the CGST Act. The requirement to get GST audit and certifications done by CA now stands removed. Taxpayers with turnover exceeding 5 crores in the previous financial year are required to form GSTR 9C on a self-certification basis. This change is applicable from the financial year 2021 onwards. What we are here to learn today is about the practical aspects of GSTR 9 and 9C by CA Gautam Lath. Allow me to introduce the speaker for today, CA Gautam Lath. CA Gautam Lath is a qualified chartered accountant and partner with IRA and Associates with over 9 years of professional experience in indirect taxation. Gautam is a regional council member of WIRC for the year 2022 to 2025. He has prepared various representations to the government on the key industrial issues, including representation to the Parliamentary Select Committee on GST. He has also developed various tech-based solutions relating to GST. He is a core member of Indirect Study Group of WIRC of ICAI since 2 years. He was nominated for GST and IDT Committee in 2020-21 and the Digital Transformation and Technology Committee in 2019-20 at the WIRC of ICAI. He is a regular speaker at various study circles on GST and also contributed in various publications, including the WIRC Referencer. With this, we are ready to begin today's webinar. Handing over to CA Gautam Lath. Members, since you are on mute, kindly put the rounds of applause in the comment box by writing clap, clap, clap. I hand over to CA Gautam.
Thank you. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction, and thank you setting up Bhumika for today, I would say. So I hope I am audible and clear.
Yes, sir.
I'll just try to share my screen. Can you guys see it? Hello?
Yes, it is.
Yes, we can see now.
Okay. So first of all, a very good morning. I think, I hope, so it's so nice of you guys to join today at a Sunday early morning. So I'll quickly start with today's topic, that is annual return and reconciliation statement, which used to be GST audit. So let us understand that what type of people and what type of registered person are required to file GST and 9C. So generally the questions which I came across, I generally come across from my clients is that कि अब तो audit नहीं रहा है, so 9C तो नहीं file करना है ना, only annual return has to be filed. So one thing is that, we have to, I think, clearly communicate, though it's obvious that if the turnover is exceeding 5 crore, both the forms are required to be filed. The only thing which has been removed is CA certification. And there is a certain, change in the wording here and there. That's it. Otherwise, we are supposed to file GSTR 9C if my turnover is exceeding 5 crore rupees. If it is exceeding, it's between 2 to 5 crore, the 9 is mandatory. And if it's below 2 crore, then 9 is optional. When we say optional, then we have to understand that how law is providing for this option. So friends, the law says that if you do not file GSTR 9, it is optional, and your auto populated GSTR 9 will be treated as, deemed to be filed. So there is no requirement to file GSTR 9. However, we personally request, and I recommend that, that we also recommend to our clients, that if there is a mistake, and if we have reported something in the next year or something in the previous year, or we have not reported anything which we have forgotten, however we would like to pay the taxes, or we have paid through any taxes DRC 03, it is my kind advice or humble advice that we should advise our clients that we should file GSTR 9 if there is a change in GSTR 3B. So if my books and GSTR 3B is not matching, then uh, we should file GSTR 9, so we can present correct figures, or we can, give correct statement of our accounts to government to avoid any kind of litigations. As we know, nowadays government is issuing so many notices, ASMT 10, 13, every day they are issuing certain notices. So to avoid any type of litigation in future or any penalties, I would advise that we should not use this option if there is a mistake in GSTR 3B. So with this, I would like to go to today's topic, that is GSTR 99C. Before, you know, uh, see in the nitty-gritties of 99C, that what we are supposed to fill, how it should be made, how the adjustment should be reflected, let us understand that what type of people are required to file GSTR 99C. So when we say the turnover is 5 crore, we have to understand that the 5 crore includes taxable supplies, interstate supplies, branch transfer, exempt supplies, export, and everything. Okay. So if someone asks you that, Baba, I am to doing only exempt business. Okay, my 100% turnover is exempt. However, I am registered into the GST law, and if it is exceeding 5 crore, whether am I supposed to file GST or 9C reconciliation statement? The answer is yes, because the definition of aggregate turnovers include exempt supplies. Whether sale of securities, I have, let's assume 50 lakh rupees of rental income, commercial rental income or residential rental income, and I have sold mutual fund worth rupees 10 crore during the year. Whether I'm supposed to file GST and NNC? Uh, so the answer to this question is no, because sale of securities is neither service nor goods. Then someone will can ask this, but in Rule 42 we are supposed to consider 1% as the value, as the value of sale of securities as exempt supplies. So वो 1% count होगा क्या? The answer is still no. That is only for the purpose of reversal, not for the purpose of aggregate turnover. So whenever, we start the first step, what we do. So I have been informed that instead of focusing on the law and, on a lecture, I have to more focus on that how to prepare GSTR 9NC in a regular CA office or a SMP. So the first thing what we do is listing out the list of clients. Ki, these are my clients. And then the next step is plotting the turnover. Okay. The question is, how do you plot the turnover? Should I be taking it from revenue, from, financial statement, from form 3CD, or, tax audit report, or any kind of other statement, or how to arrive that turnover? Because I need to first assess that how many GSTR 990 I'm supposed to file, or on which client GSTR 990 is applicable. So first step is making a list of client. The second step is plotting the turnover in front of that list. So how do you plot the turnover? That you include everything. You include your branch transfer, you include your exports, you include your exempt supplies. Similar questions comes, that I have 4.9 crore rupees of taxable supplies, and I am having interest income of 15 lakh rupees, whether I am supposed to file GSTR 9C. Sometimes, so this is one of the very, very litigative area, whether interest income is to be included in taxable turnover or not, or not. So friends, we generally advise that there is one AAR, Savai Mansingh. So, if I'm not wrong, it's a Gujarat advance ruling which says that interest income needs to be included. Interest income needs to be included in the aggregate turnover. Okay, so if it needs to be included, then the turnover has to be computed, including interest income, and therefore the GSTR 9C is applicable. So, the first step, the listing of client, the listing of turnover, to assess whether on which clients what type of form is applicable, whether I need to file only GSTR 9 or I am supposed to file GSTR 99C, or there is no requirement, there are no errors, so I can leave it and do not file any kind of annual return. So this is the second step. Then criteria for 9C, let's assume I have 4 registrations. So once we assess that company ABC Limited पे 5 crore हो रहा है and 9C is applicable, then for what all states 9C I am supposed to file, whether it is all states or all for all registration, or is there any exemption. So suppose in Maharashtra it is selling only exempted goods 5 crore turnover, in Telangana it is selling only taxable goods 1 crore turnover, total 6 crore. In Karnataka it has head office and has taken ISD registration. In Rajasthan it has export and local sales, but this year in financial year 2021 the turnover was nil. So the question is, how many GSTR 9C I am supposed to file for this particular client or this particular company. So friends, as we know that even if I'm doing exempt supplies, it is included. So the my turnover, taxable turnover, will become 5 plus 1. So 5 crore plus 1 crore. So it will become 6 crore. And then my automatically GSTR 9C will be applicable. So when we say the turnover has to be looked at company level. Okay. Pan India at a pan level. Okay. It so it is not to be seen isolated for each registration. It has to be clubbed for all registration, and then we should see whether turnover is crossing the threshold or not. So महाराष्ट्र एंड तेलंगाना मिलके मेरा 6 करोड़ रुपए हो जाता है. सो आई नीड टू फाइल फॉर महाराष्ट्र ऑल्सो एंड देन आई नीड टू फाइल तेलंगाना ऑल्सो. व्हाट अबाउट कर्नाटका? So friends, there are certain taxpayer which are exempt from filing GST and 9C, like casual taxable person, ISD registered, the people who are collecting TCS. So all of these are exclusively exempted from the filing of GST and 9C. So the Karnataka, I don't have to file any kind of GST and 9C. In Rajasthan, obviously, I'm supposed to file. However, it is nil, zero rate, zero turnover the entire year, but I have to file a nil form. Then let's take another example whether GSTR 9C is applicable or not. So Mr. Kellogg sells a piece of land for rupees 11 crore during financial year 2021. Mr. Kellogg has received rent of 75 lakh rupees during 2021. Therefore, his P&L account shows receipt of 11.75 crore. The question is whether Mr. Kellogg is supposed to file GSTR 9C or GSTR 9 for that matter. So the answer to this is no, because sale of land is neither supply of goods nor supply of services, and therefore it is not included in the definition of aggregate turnover. Therefore, Mr. Kellogg is neither required to file GSTR 9 or nor he is required to file GSTR 9C. Let us understand what is GSTR 99C. So initially, uh, I was hearing the introduction and he mentioned that it's a puzzle to do GST reconciliation. So, friends, today we'll learn that how easy it is to prepare GSTR 99C. It's a very complex form, with due respect to the legislature, and they have, created it very carelessly, also, I would say. But it's a very complex form given the form it is. And but today we'll see that how to file GSTR 99C or prepare 99C in simple 3 steps, only 3 steps. Okay, how to prepare GSTR 99C both. So let us understand the structure of GSTR 99C, then we'll go to the practical aspect of it. So the structure, if you see table 4, so this is my GSTR 9, and this is the outer box are GSTR 9. See how they are connected with GSTR 9. See how the figures from 9 is flowing to GSTR 9C. So table 4 of GSTR 9 represent inward and outward supplies on which tax is payable. So any kind of outward supplies, B2B, B2C, export, inward supplies like RCM or deemed export if you have paid any kind of taxes. So anything supplies to SEZ, wherever a tax is payable, a GST is payable. Uh, so suppose if you have done export and you have paid IGST, it will be disclosed in table 4. Okay. So any type of supply on which tax is payable, whether it is outward or it is inward, has to be disclosed in table 4. Any type of supply, outward supply where tax is not payable, to be disclosed in table 5 of GSTR 9. So it will include interest income, exempt income, non GST supply, zero rated supply under LUT. So if I have done any exports under LUT, supplies to SCZ under LUT, so these type of supplies will come over here. The total of it, the total of it minus inward supplies should match with my turnover in the books of accounts. So the total of 4 plus 5 minus inward supplies, because I have included RCM also in table 4. So RCM will not form part of my turnover. So the total of it will automatically flow to table 5, table 5 and table 7. So table 5 and 7 of GSTR 9C. So first of all, total table 4, 5 minus inward will flow to table 5, which is my total turnover as per books of accounts, and the reconciliation should match. Table 4 minus inward, that is outward taxable supplies, will flow to table 7. That is my taxable turnover ka reconciliation, and it will automatically match. Okay. So this is the interlinking between GSTR 9 9C. Similarly, table 6, 7, 8 of GSTR 9. Table 6 is ITC availed, 7 is reversal, and table 8 is nothing but the reconciliation with GSTR 2A. We have table 8A, which is auto populated, then 8B, then 8C. Wherever I have claimed ITC in the next financial year, so I have to disclose those if the value is reflected in GSTR 2A. So table 6, 7, it is ITC detail. That whatever you claim in 6 and whatever you reverse in table 7, the net balance of it will automatically flow to table 12 of GSTR 9C. Okay, table 12 of GSTR 9C is nothing but ITC as per books. 12 is ITC as per books, and one figure will flow from over here and it will auto match it. And if there is any difference, it will show as a difference. So friends, when we prepare GSTR 9C, we have to understand and we should know the interlinking, that what figures from 9 will flow to 9C. So when we have absolute clarity, it is easier to make both the statements, and it is easier to reconcile. Then we have the most important table, and the table where we have made most mistakes in financial year 17 18, 18 19, and 19 20. Table 9, tax payable and tax paid. Whatever amount you mention in tax payable, it will automatically flow to table 12, table 12 of GSTR 9C. Table 12 of GSTR 9C is nothing but a reconciliation of your outward supply and your inward supply rate wise, 5%, 12%, 18%, uska total होके आता है. This tax payable will go there and they'll match it. Okay, friends, please note that tax payable is an editable column, and we are supposed to edit it if there is a change in my tax liability. In most of the cases where we are seeing notices, okay, recent notices have been issued by the department, people have not amended GSTR 9, table 9 of GSTR 9. Okay, we have done everything right, table 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, but this tax payable figure we have not amended. Okay, we have kept it as it is. So friends, please note, table 9, that is tax payable figure, is an amendable figure, and we are supposed to amend it. Taxes paid, it will automatically capture from your GSTR 3B. Then we have table 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which is next year adjustment. So let us see now that how to prepare both the complex forms GSTR 9 and C in simple 3 steps. So these are the 3 steps. Okay. So friends, let's forget GSTR 1 for a moment. GSTR 9 is auto-populated on the basis of GSTR 1. We all know. Okay, let's forget that. One question is always being asked that, from where I need to take the figures. Books का लेना है, GSTR 1 का लेना है, GSTR 3B का लेना है. What will be the basis? Okay, friends, let's start. We'll do it practically also. Let us understand how to make GSTR 99C in simple 3 steps. The first step, you forget everything, whatever is being done in GSTR 1, whatever is being done in GSTR 3B. Okay. First and foremost thing is take your books of accounts, audited books of accounts, because that is your Bible. Okay, if a auditor has done audit, we have to stick to that. In fact, we have Supreme Court, High Court decisions that in fact tax authorities cannot also go beyond audited books of audited financial statements. So when we have audited books of accounts, let us stick to that. Prepare both the forms, GSTR 99C as per books of accounts. You mention whatever B2B supplies you have made as per books of accounts. You mention whatever B2C supplies have you made as per books of accounts. Export, reverse charge, ITC. You mention breakup of ITC as per books of accounts. Inward services, capital goods, input, everything as per books of accounts. Okay. And obviously 9C, your total turnover, any other adjustment, forex gain, and everything will match. There will be no difference because GSTR 9 you have prepared as per books of account, 9C you have prepared as per books of account. So obviously it will match. The difference will be zero. So the first step is to plotting the data as per books. So now we know that this is the data as per books of accounts. Let us forget GSTR 1. Okay, it has no role. Okay, in 99C, the only limited role GSTR 1 plays is the auto population of the data. Okay, is there any question? Okay, so the limited role of it is to auto populate the data. So let us prepare all the data as per books of accounts. The next step, okay, so I have prepared the data. Now what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to compare with GSTR 3B. Okay, why it is required? Because there are two reasons. On outward supply, we pay taxes through through GSTR 3B. Okay, so that is the reason that whatever I am disclosing, whether I have paid it or not, has to be come from GSTR 3B. The second, GSTR 9, you cannot claim any ITC. We all are aware that if any ITC is left out, and if I missed any ITC, I cannot claim it through GSTR 9. The ITC has to be claimed through GSTR 3B. GSTR 3B is the only form through which I claim ITC. So GSTR 3B is actual statement which I am giving to the government, saying that boss, this is what I want to pay and this is what I have paid and this is what I would like to claim and this is what I have claimed. Okay, this is GSTR 3B which we file every month. So whatever data you have prepared as per books, just compare it with GSTR 3B. Okay, there can only be three situation possible whether it will match. भाई आपका एक्सपोर्ट मैच हो जाएगा, ओके, आपका B2B मैच हो जाएगा, आपका टैक्स लाइबिलिटी मैच हो जाएगा, ITC मैच हो जाएगा. The one possibility that your books data will match GSTR 3B, you are the most happiest person in the world. You don't have to do anything. ठीक है, if your books data whatever you uploaded is completely matching with GSTR 3B, okay, you don't have to do anything. You can just file GSTR 9C which you have prepared as per books of accounts. Okay, the second portion, it will not match and I must have disclosed, ideally you should have disclosed, so I might have disclosed those adjustments or those differences in financial year 21-22. So whatever is pertaining to 2021, I might have disclosed in 21-22. This is the second situations. If this happens, you have to reduce the value from 4 5 or table 6 7 and then give a effect in 10 11 12 13. So what is 4 5 6 7? The above portion of GSTR 9 कि बाबा मैंने ये टैक्स भरा है, ओके, एक्सपोर्ट मेरा 10 करोड़ रुपए है, बट मैंने अभी नहीं दिखाया है, जिस पे भी टैक्स पेबल है वो अगर मेरा दिखाना रह गया है 3B में, सो व्हाट आई एम सपोज टू डू, अगर मेरी B2B सप्लाई 3B में दिखानी रह गई है, सो व्हाट आई एम सपोज टू डू, आई विल रिड्यूस दैट 10 रुपीज from table 4 and show it in table 10. ठीक है. So whatever, if you have disclosed, if you have disclosed those adjustments in financial year 21-22, okay, then you have to reduce from above and show in table 10, 11, 12, 13. That's it. 9c will not change. 9c will not change. The third situation, so we have discussed there can only be three scenario. Either it will match completely with books, you are happy, you can file it as it is. The second scenario, there are certain differences, but you have taken care of those differences in 21-22. Okay, no issues. Show those differences, or show those details in 10, 11, 12, 13, and you are happy to go. The third thing, that there are differences, but you have not done any adjustment for that at all. Okay, let us understand that my tax liability as per books is 100 rupees. Okay, and I have disclosed in 3B90 10 rupees I have short paid, and I have not disclosed in 21-22, and I have not done anything for that. Okay, then what I am supposed to do, friends? Then also let us go back and keep books figure as it is. You don't have to do anything. Okay, so in crux, we have to prepare 99C as per books of accounts. I'll compare it with GSTR 3B. Okay, if it is matches, no worry, go ahead and file GSTR 99C. If it doesn't match, two scenario can be possible. One, that differences has been rectified in financial year 22-21. Okay, then disclose the details in 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and then file GSTR 99C. If it has not been disclosed and it has never been rectified till date, no issues, pay the differential taxes and go ahead with the filing. That's it. That's it. That's your GSTR 99C. Complete 99C in simple 3 steps. Okay. I I know, there are a lot more complications in each step, but this is the basic structure we have to keep in mind. If we keep this basic structure in right, friends, doesn't matter what type of adjustments come in the picture, whatever adjustment, whatever mistakes, whatever blunder we have made, in GSTR 3B1, whatever scenario, everything is rectifiable. If you keep these basics in mind, these 3 steps in mind, it will be very easy for you to prepare GSTR 99C. Okay. So, coming back to our example, let us understand practically one simple scenario, that 100 rupees was my figure as per books of accounts. Okay, I have paid taxes 90 in my GSTR 3B. Okay, the 10 rupees, then what will come, we have prepared as per books, हमने टेबल 4 में सबसे पहले 100 रुपए दिखा दिया. ठीक है, what is the next step? I have compared with 3B. अरे 3B में तो it is only 90. Okay, then what I'll do, I'll see whether 10 rupees have been paid in 21-22. If yes, what I'll do, I'll remove those 10 rupees from table 4 and disclose in table 10 the tax liability paid in next financial year. That's it. That's the simple thing I have to do. Itna hua. The second scenario, I have not paid 10 rupees at all. I have checked 21-22. नहीं, ये तो सब बराबर है. इसमें तो I have not paid those 10 rupees. That means 10 रुपए मैंने गवर्नमेंट का खा के रखा हुआ है. Right? So I have to pay it back to the government. Then what I'm supposed to do? What was the step? If I have not disclosed 21-22, then I have to keep it as it. 100 रुपए ऊपर आ जाएगा आपका. 100 रुपए टैक्स 4 में आ जाएगा, टेबल 4 में, एंड 100 rupees will come in your table 9. Table 9, tax payable 100 rupees, tax paid is how much? 90. It will automatically auto populated. So what is the difference? 10 rupees. 10 rupees you have to pay through DRC 03. Okay, you have to pay through DRC 03 along with interest. Let's take a reverse scenario. As per books 100, in 3B 110. So what I am supposed to fill in table 4 initially, as per books 100 rupees मैंने table 4 में डाला. Okay, then I'll compare with GSTR 3B, it is 110. Oh my god, I have paid extra 10 rupees. Then I have to see the next year whether I have adjusted that 10 rupees in next financial year. If yes, what I'll do, I'll give an effect of 10 rupees in table 11. ठीक है, प्लस आई विल गिव एन इफेक्ट इन टेबल 4. सो व्हाटएवर 10 11 में जो भी आप इफेक्ट दे रहे हो, ऊपर भी अपने को उसका इफेक्ट देना है. सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल ऐड 100 and I'll add 10 rupees in table 4 and table 11 that I have reduced. सो वो रिडक्शन आप अलग से दिखा दोगे, ठीक है। सो 110 माइनस 10, 100 रुपीज टर्नओवर इज मैचिंग, 9C में 100 रुपीज गया, सब मैच हुआ, क्लोज। व्हाट इफ आई हैव नॉट एडजस्टेड इट, 10 रुपए ज्यादा पे किया एंड भूल गया, सो व्हाट आई एम सपोज टू डू? फ्रेंड्स, please understand, then what we have decided, that if there is no adjustment, we'll keep everything as it is. Perfect. Then we'll keep everything as it is. Okay, so what I am supposed to do, I'll keep everything as it is. मैं 100 का 100 रखा. Okay, then tax payable में table 9 में it will be 100 and tax paid is how much? 110. There'll be a negative difference of 10 rupees. What I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to file GST and NNC and then go for a refund claim. Go for a refund claim of excess paid. And what proof I'll give? I'll give 99C कि देखो सर 100 rupees की tax liability, I have paid 110 in my GSTR3 भी, 10 रुपए आप मेरे को please refund कर दो. This is the next step. Now the come to the critical part. So outward taxable supplies, reverse charge, everything is completely fine. What about inward? Okay. So friends, there is only one catch over here when we go to inward. Inward में the government says कि भाई जो liability आपकी छूट गई है, you have not disclosed anywhere at all, आप पे कर सकते हो through GSTR9. But जो credit आपका छूट गया है, which you have not claimed at all, आप credit नहीं ले सकते. So this small modification we have to keep in mind, that अब we cannot do. So our steps are correct. The only thing is the government is saying कि liability अगर बचा है तो you have to pay. Okay. But अगर credit छूट गया है तो you can do anything. You cannot claim that credit. So this thing we have to keep in mind. Let us go to the ITC. 100 rupees का ITC. 100 rupees ITC for the financial year 2021. Actual ITC, I have claimed 90 rupees. Okay. If I have claimed 100 matching, what I am supposed to do, I should go ahead and file GST and NNC. Okay. The matter is closed. If I have claimed 90, okay. So 10 rupees, 10 rupees, what I am supposed to do, 10 rupees, there can only be two scenario. One is that I have disclosed in the next financial year. So what I'll do, I'll reduce 10 rupees from above and show in table 13 that I have claimed in the next financial year. Okay, so 90 plus 10, 100, 100, 100 matching. Matter over. What if I have not claimed at all? What if I have not claimed at all? Now, how much figures I am showing in table 6? 100 rupees. Friends, government क्या बोलती है कि आप liability भर सकते हो but credit नहीं ले सकते हो. So I have to reduce that 10 rupees. I'll reduce that 10 rupees from 100. Okay, 90 आया, 90 will go to 9C. 9C में as per books 100 दिखेगा, इधर से 90 जाएगा. There is a difference of 10 rupees. You will say credit not claimed by registered person has been lapsed. So this is the only one simple difference in ITC. We'll keep in mind and we'll do GSTR 99C practically. Before that, this is the law. This is how we prepare. There is one more devil we have to deal with. It is utility or the portal. So I have tried to cover certain issues relating to portal before moving to the practicality or discussing the case studies relating to GSTR 99C. एक तो JSON आप जावा वर्जन यूज कीजिए. एक्सेल शुड बी 2007 एंड अबो एंड एक्सेल माइक्रो शुड बी इनेबल्ड, सो you'll not face any kind of JSON errors. Make sure that GSTR 9 का जो डेटा 9C में आ रहा है, okay, it should match till 0.001 rupees. Okay, if there's a difference, so ideally let's assume a scenario कि GSTR 9 से जो डेटा फ्लो हो रहा है 9C में, it is flowing as per your filed GSTR 9 100 rupees, 100.05. एंड अगर आपने गलती से वहां पे 100 लिख दिया ना 9C में, इट विल शो यू एरर. सो वहां पे 9C में भी जब नीचे आप दिखाते हो ना कि डेटा एज पर एनुअल रिटर्न, सो उसमें आपको 100.05 वही डेटा लिखना है जो एक्चुअली में आपने एनुअल रिटर्न में फाइल किया है. एंड मेक श्योर दैट बिफोर फाइलिंग 9C और ऑल एक्सेल यूटिलिटी शुड बी वैलिडेटेड. So let us take few. Are there any questions or should we move to the case studies? Friends, if there are any questions, please feel please feel free to write in the chat box. I'll try my best to address all the questions can be shown. So
Okay,
one is,
there is one question. Can we show amount paid by DRC03 in table 10?
no, sir. So, Parth, table 10 is specifically for the adjustments made in the next financial year. So, we have to understand that if I have not any adjustment in table in the next financial year GSTR 3B, we are not supposed to show anything in table 10, 11, 12, 13. Because what will happen? अगर मैंने टेबल 10 में दिखाया, लेट्स अज्यूम अ सिनेरियो कि सर क्या होगा, यू नो व्हाट वर्स कैन हैपन, कि ठीक है नहीं दिखा सकते बट मैंने दिखा दिया. ओके, आई हैव डिस्क्लोज 10 रुपीज इन टेबल 10 एंड आई हैव पेड थ्रू DRC03. ओके, देन सपोज नेक्स्ट ईयर योर लाइबिलिटी इज 100, यू हैव पेड 100 रुपीज. ऑफिसर, व्हाट ऑफिसर विल से कि चलो इस साल का 100 रुपीज था, आपने 100 पे कर दिया, बट पिछले साल का जो 10 आप बोल रहे हो आपने इस साल पे किया है 3B में, तो वो तो कम हुआ है, तो उसमें से कम किया, तो आपकी लाइबिलिटी कितनी होनी चाहिए, 110 होनी चाहिए, उसके सामने आपने 100 ही पे किया, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. देन यू विल से कि सर ये DRC03 से पे किया है. अरे बाबा, जब DRC03 से पे किया है तो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड देन व्हाई नॉट डिस्क्लोज इन GSTR 9. फिर वो बोलेगा ठीक है इसको तुम GSTR 9 में दिखाओ 21 22 के. तो ऐसे हर साल आप कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते जाओगे और हर साल आपको इंटरेस्ट लगता रहेगा. सो द आइडिया इज दैट इफ any adjustment have not been done in GSTR 3B of the next financial year, if any adjustment which have not been done in the GSTR 3B of next financial year, or you have paid through DRC3, DRC03, or you have not paid, or you have excess paid, it is better to show them show them in GSTR 99C itself, and that spillover effect or matter over there, instead of taking it, the baggage to every year. So this is my opinion. If we have reversed ITC through GRC03 due to notice received from GST department, then where to show in GST? Yes. This is one question that, that technically all the FAQs which have been issued have not been answered. We are taking a practical call. So what we are showing, Bhavesh, if we have done any kind of reversal through DRC03. So first of all, understand that it doesn't matter whether it is before September or after September. Okay. If you have done through DRC03, that means you have not done in returns. So that September timeline, or right now, which have been extended to 30th November, that timeline is for the adjustments in GSTR 3B. Okay. So current year ki koi mistake hai. If you want to reverse any credit of current financial year, you can reverse it through GSTR 3B of the next financial year till the September month. GSTR 3B 20 October के पहले you could have reversed the due date of filing of return for the month of September. That this is the wording which legislature has used. So if I have done adjustment in GSTR 3B, I'll disclose in table 10, 11, 12, 13 in GSTR 9. If I have not done that adjustment in GSTR 3B and I have paid the taxes through DRC03, you should disclose that figure in GSTR 9 itself. Now, where to disclose, these type of reversal? There is no specific column provided. There is no specific guidance provided. We are taking a position that we want to disclose, and we are disclosing under other reversal. So what will happen? Suppose you have claimed a credit of 100 rupees in GSTR 3B and for 2021, and you are reversing that credit through DRC03. What will what we are suggesting, that suppose you are reducing 10 rupees, so 100 rupees you have disclosed in table 6, 10 rupees you show in under other reversal, your 90 will go to GSTR 9C, and if your books figure is obviously agar 90 hoga to 90 it will match if it was a case of excess availment. Or if you show in other reversal, and if 100 will flow to table 8B जो अपना इसके साथ मैचिंग करता है. So this is my table 6. Okay, अगर मैंने 100 लिया था and I have done the reversal, what we are suggesting that we should disclose over here other reversal. So what will happen if I disclose over 10? No, in 9C what will flow is only 90. So 100 let's assume the entire credit is for my inputs 100. So 100 inputs का credit था 10 rupees I have reversed through DRC03. So what will flow in GSTR 9 is 90. Suppose it is due to excess claim of credit, then books. So 90-90 यहाँ match हो जाएगा. If it is due to GSTR 2A, so what will happen? Suppose आपका 2A में 90 दिख रहा था, आपने 100 ले लिया था, now you are reversing. So there is a difference of 10 rupees, right? This 10 can be explained कि भैया हमने 7H में reverse कर दिया है. So there is no liability. So it is always better to disclose any tax payment or ITC reversal which we have made through DRC03 in GSTR 9 itself. That's the best thing we should do. Coming back to the questions. So if I have reverse ITC through DRC, no notice received from, yeah, we can disclose in GSTR 9 other reversal. The notice, if it is related to either relating to excess availment, or it might be related to ineligible ITC, or it might be relating to fake invoicing, or it might be related to GSTR 2A mismatch. In all the scenarios, you have claimed some ineligible credit which you can disclose in table 9 7H other reversal, and then you can automatically show the effect over there. And books में भी आप reverse कर देना, so it will automatically match, reconcile. Sir, what if GSTR 9 filed as it is before due date, but later we note difference at the time of filing GSTR 9C after books of accounts audited? Okay. So sir, in this case, generally we do not prefer filing GSTR 9 before GSTR 9C till the time we have not prepared GSTR 9C. In this exceptional scenario, what I understand कि आपने GSTR 9 आपका गलत फाइल हो गया, and in books of accounts, let's assume, let's see practically. So let's assume मेरा 100 रुपए का टर्नओवर था and 100 रुपीज उसके ऊपर टैक्स है, ओके, IGST, जो मेरा फाइल हो गया, and technically my turnover is 120, उसके ऊपर मेरे को टैक्स भरना है, ठीक है. सो 120 यहाँ से zero exempt supplies, so 100, so 100 will flow to over here. So this is the situation you will be in. Your GSTR 9C will show a gap of 20 rupees, okay, and let's assume it is a, you know, for easy calculation, let's assume it's a 18% supply. So on 18, the difference will be 3.6. So you'll put a remark over here. In table 6, you'll put a remark that so what is the scenario? Have you paid the taxes in the next financial year or not? So if you paid the taxes, you can always say that tax on INR 20 has been paid by registered person in FY 21-22 in GSTR 3B of, let's assume, August 21. Okay. If you have not paid the tax on INR 20 have been paid through DRC 03 dated, you can put this remark. The same difference will come over here, 20 rupees. Okay, what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to show 120 over here. So it will become 22 and it will automatically flow 18. So if you see the tax payable, let's assume it is 18. So it will automatically flow 18 from GSTR 9. So there's a difference of 4 rupees. So 3.60. You can always mention whatever remarks you have, the same remark you can mention over here, that either tax have been paid through DRC 03 dated this, or the tax have been paid in the next financial year of GSTR 3B of August 21, whatever, you know, 3B you have paid the taxes. So I hope I have answered this query. If RCM not paid in 3B, now can I pay through DRC 3 and claim RCM input GSTR 9? Because ये बहुत ही एक अनूठी प्रॉब्लम है ये. So to give you a practical solution to it, if you pay any RCM through DRC 03, okay, so first of all understand, can I claim RCM input in GSTR 9? The answer is no. As we discussed, additional credit cannot be claimed in GSTR 9. So this we are very much clear that additional credit cannot be claimed in GSTR 9. So to answer the second part of your question, can I claim RCM input in GSTR 9? No. The answer is no. The second thing, RCM of 2120, let's assume 2021, I have paid in 2122. Can I claim the credit of it? Yes, you can claim up to September. It is allowed. You can pay through GSTR 3B. You can claim in GSTR 3B. Can I claim after September? Uh, so we have to understand that the RCM, the duty paying document, the the document on which I can claim the credit, the basis document is not your challan. Okay, the basic document to claim the credit is self invoice. If we remember, you know, I hope we all remember that in case of reverse charge, we are supposed to generate self invoice. So those invoices, if I read law, uh, and I give the benefit of doubt to the legislature, that the law says that any invoice, it doesn't refer to tax invoice. It says invoice word, credit can be claimed up to September. So invoice includes self invoice. Therefore, if you have raised the self invoice, आपको क्रेडिट सितंबर तक मिलेगा. I'll just give you a hint that how to tackle this situation. What if I have raised a self invoice? So suppose आपने 21-22 का या 2021 का RCM रिवर्स चार्ज आपने पे किया 22-23 में. Can you claim the credit? The answer is no as per law. Okay. Why? Because self invoice आपने generate कर दिया होगा 2021 में. This is what the law presumes. Okay. What if you have raised the self invoice in 22-23 itself? क्या होगा? 25,000 की पेनल्टी लगा लेगा या कुछ और पेनल्टी लगा लेगा बिकॉज मैंने इनवॉइस बनाना रह गया मेरे से. ठीक है. सो व्हाट इज, कैन आई क्लेम द क्रेडिट नाउ? The answer, we are on record. So, it is very disputable situation. People are claiming the credit, on the basis of self invoice. So I hope I am able to answer your question. Parth ji ka question hai, what is the difference between table 8A and GSTR 2A? There are certain differences between these two. Parth, there can be 2 or 3 differences. I'll explain you. So table 8A is populated on a fixed date. Okay, let's assume, I think this year they have populated on 1st November. So on that fixed date, whatever 2A was there, it will be auto-populated. Generally, they said that they'll not change 2A also after November. But in certain cases, if you remember, they were allowing to, amend GSTR1 or किसी ने later on file किया हो. So there is possibility कि GSTR 2A change हुआ हो. So first thing कि returns जो उस date के बाद file हुए उसकी वजह से 2A change हो. How to identify that? There is a column, return filing date का एक column आता है. उसके हिसाब से, from that you can identify that what all have been filed after a certain point of time, and you can remove those credit. The second is the POS. So अगर किसी क्लाइंट ने POS 27 डाला है, and if I am registered in Maharashtra, my GSTI number is starting from 27, then only I am able to claim the credit. If the other party had disclosed, suppose he has paid the IGST and he has given the POS of 36, and I am in Maharashtra, so वो आपके table 8A में नहीं आएगा, 2A में आएगा. So you have to filter out POS also, because technically you are not eligible to claim those credit. So एक वो आपको check करना रहेगा. So ये कुछ एक, I think 2-3 आप sanitization करेंगे तो your data will match with GSTR 8A. And अभी तो 8A अपने को पूरा मिलता है. In 17-18 there is a issue. अभी तो we get the invoice level detail. You can do the reconciliation line item wise also to know कि क्या differences है. Ideally these are the 2 major reasons which we have seen. Fair to show earlier year ITC claimed in current year 3B? Nowhere, sir. Nowhere. So we started from books of accounts. The moment we started from books of accounts, पिछले साल का ITC already zero हो गया. आप समझो. So if I have claimed 10 rupees of ITC of 19, 20, 2021, okay, when I say कि first we have to start from books of accounts, there is no ITC which has to be disclosed in any column. So ITC of previous year will be shown nowhere. Okay, there will be a difference. I'll show it to you practically that how it will happen. Suppose this year ITC 100 rupees, 2021 का मेरा ITC है 100 rupees का. Okay, then so this is what I am talking about as per circular. Let us understand first from circular perspective, then we'll go to the practical way also. So let's assume my ITC for the financial year 2021 is 100. मैंने 100 का 100 3B में correct claim कर लिया. Everything is perfect. Okay. I have also claimed 10 rupees of last financial year, which I have disclosed in table 13 also. Okay. Let us see how it will work. So in my 3B, I have claimed 110. ITC for the current period is 100 as per input. There is a difference of 10 rupees. This 10 rupees difference will be there. Okay, if someone will ask you, you can always say this ITC pertains to FY 1920. Okay, now what will happen? So I'll tell you कि practical थोड़ा difference क्यों है. So what will happen? यहाँ पे 100 है, तो रिवर्सल मेरा 0 है फॉर द ईयर. 100 का 100 क्लेम किया, लास्ट ईयर का 100, इस साल का 100 मैंने क्लेम किया, बट लास्ट ईयर का जो 10 क्लेम किया वो ऑटो पॉपुलेटेड होगा बिकॉज आई हैव क्लेम्ड इन 3B. So there'll be a difference of 10 rupees. जिसका I can always give a explanation कि this ITC pertains to financial year 1920. What will happen? यहाँ पे you'll show 100 and 100 आएगा, मैच हो जाएगा. This table will become redundant. ITC booked in earlier financial year claimed in current financial year. This table of 12B, if I go strictly as per press release or as per guidance available, this table will become redundant and is of no use. Okay. What is the another practical way I can do? I can show you 110 over here. Okay. And it will match. There is no difference. Okay. यहाँ पे 110 फ्लो हो जाएगा. There's a difference of 20 rupees. Let's assume 100 का 100 दिख रहा है. So there'll be a difference of 10 rupees. And in 9C, I'll say कि 100 ये साल का, 10 पिछले साल का, तो 110 मैच हो जाएगा. But there'll be a difference over here 10. So उसके लिए I'll give an explanation कि last year के 8C में मैंने 10 rupees दिखाया होगा, तो ये 10 वो वाला है. So these are the two options available. You can choose anyone. We are choosing the first option. We are showing 100 rupees because it says, the press release says that the only figures pertaining to the current financial year has to be disclosed in GSTR 99C. So therefore we are strictly following press release and we are showing this as 10 rupees difference. This table we are showing 0, 100 we are matching. And इससे एक और फायदा होता है मेरे को कि यहाँ पे भी वो 100 मैच हो जाता है. So this is what we are doing as of now. So you can take both the options available as per your convenience. This is more legal or more, better option. The second option is more presentable or more detailed option. So you can take a call according to you. We are following the first one. Any other queries? I think we are done with the queries. So we will, okay. So we will move to the case studies now. So let us understand the case studies. So this is my GSTR 9 which we have discussed. So this is my GSTR 9. Whatever table we have discussed, let's see practically that how it is, how the form looks like. These are basic details. This is details of supplies where tax is payable, whether inward, outward. So we have inward, total credit note. So everything is mandatory. Credit note, debit note are optional. So these tables are optional in 2021 also. You may choose not to file, not to fill any details in these tables. Then we have details of outward supplies, which we discussed, on which tax is not payable. Okay. Again, nil rated non-GST supply you can show in the column of exempted. These two are optional. Again, these credit note, debit notes. Sorry. Okay. So again, these tables are optional. We can choose not to fill anything in these tables. ITC. So one change, I would like to highlight is that earlier in 1920, so what is the difference between 1920, 2021 is one major difference is the bifurcation which we have to disclose for ITC. Earlier, everything, we were allowed to show everything under the head input. Now, I have to compulsorily disclose capital goods separately. Input services still optional. I can show input services in the column of input, but I have to mandatorily disclose bifurcation of capital goods. This was not there in 1920. So friends, please note that what has changed, that now I have to mandatorily disclose bifurcation of ITC if I have availed any ITC on any capital goods. So this is one change which has, which is there, which is new for financial year 2021. Then I have to disclose all the details, that inward supply is normal inward supply, is unregistered inward supply, which is hardly anything, registered inward supply is then import of goods, import of services, any ITC I have claimed transitional, so I'm sure abhi hoga nahi. Then the reversals. So obviously again the reversals are optionals. Tran 1 Tran 2 ka reversal. So what has changed, again Tran 1 Tran 2 ka reversal is mandatory. If I have done any credit reversal for Tran 1 and Tran 2 credit, this has to be mandatorily reflected in GSTR 9 separately. All other reversal are optional. You can disclose everything under the head of other reversal. Other reversal is, if you have anything, is mandatory. Then we come to table 8. Table 8 is, it will be auto-populated as we discuss. Then this figure will be auto-populated from above. If there is any difference, it will automatically, give you difference. If any invoices which are pertaining to 2021, for which I have claimed in credit in financial year 22, 21, 22, you have to disclose it over here. And we have tax payable. Please remember, this table is editable and we are supposed to edit it. This is one of the major mistakes which people have done in 18, 19, 19, 20. Please don't make this mistake. Please edit this table, whatever is your correct tax payable amount. Okay, so this is there. Then 10, 11, 12, 13. So these are also optional table this time. Then we have GSTR 9C. Let's quickly have a glance on GSTR 9C. Then we go to the case studies. So turnover as per books of accounts. This is, one figure where generally we stuck. So friends, there are 2-3 things which I would like to, bring to your notice for this particular, cell. So first thing, so the very first question ki P&L mein there are two revenues, revenue and other income. Should I start from revenue if my other income is interest? Okay, so which figure will come here? Okay, and let's assume, let's go, one step ahead and assume that I have some extraordinary item also, exceptional items also, which has been disclosed directly below the expenses. So revenue, expense, then I have disclosed some exceptional extraordinary item which are liable to GST, which might not be liable to GST, but there is some exceptional revenue which I have booked, and then my P&L is getting over. So this is my format of P&L. So फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन कि सिर्फ सर ग्रोस रेवेन्यू दिखा दें या अपन ग्रोस रेवेन्यू से काम हो जाएगा, or do I need to disclose other income also? Friends, our guidance note of ICI, we have a background material on GST. It is very clear, and we have to disclose total revenue, total turnover as per audited financial statement. No adjustment is warranted. If my 100 rupees of gross revenue and 10 rupees is other income, I am supposed to disclose 110. We might be disclosing 100 rupees right now. So please correct this practice. We are supposed to disclose 110. So this is one thing that we have to disclose total revenue. Then what I'm supposed to do for extraordinary item, this has to be given under the adjustment of table 5.0. Okay. So we are clear that it has to be disclosed on gross basis. Then we have, deemed supply under schedule 1, whatever deemed supplies we have made, we have to disclose over here. It will also include branch transfer. Suppose I have two registrations, One is in Maharashtra, one is in Gujarat, and if I'm removing stock from Maharashtra to Gujarat, it will be treated as a deemed supply and I'm supposed to pay GST on it, but it will not form part of my revenue because this is within the units. As a company, when I prepare balance sheet, this branch transfer will not be included in the revenue, right? Because this is within the company. However, for the purpose of GST, we have to specifically add it back to my gross revenue to arrive at a value of taxable amount. Then we have credit note issued after end of the financial year but reflected in annual return. Trade discounts we have already know. This is irrelevant. Unbilled revenue. One more thing, generally people ask me is that construction के केस में बिल्डर तो परसेंटेज कंप्लीशन पे रेवेन्यू बुक करता है. सो शुड आई डिस्क्लोज डिमांड नोट का टोटल यहाँ पे और शुड आई डिस्क्लोज कंस्ट्रक्शन रेवेन्यू एज पर बुक बुकड और इंडेस एडजस्टमेंट इंडेस के हिसाब से जो रेवेन्यू मैंने दिया है वो. So friends, please note that we have to stick to my audited financial statement. I am not supposed to do any change. Whatever is mentioned in my audited financial statement, that is my starting point. I have to start from my revenue which is in my audited financial statement. If there are any adjustment, we have all the columns available here, and if anything is not there, we have adjustment in turnover due to not listed above. Okay, so we can show all the adjustment over here, but we have to stick to the revenue booked in books of accounts. So suppose construction ke basis pe, in case of construction industry, I have booked on percentage completion and I have raised demand note on on certain amounts. So tax is payable on demand note, but in days के हिसाब से I have arrived at some financial asset, उसका मैंने lease arrive करके I have booked the revenue, whatever way. So that revenue will come over here. If any adjustment warranted, you can reduce that figure from here, that ये इतना इंडेक्स का एडजस्टमेंट है, this is only accrued revenue जिसके ऊपर मेरे डिमांड नोट अभी तक रेज नहीं हुए और मेरी डिमांड नोट रेज करने का माइलस्टोन नहीं आया, and therefore my taxable value is less. So you can disclose everything over here, but we have to start whatever is mentioned in financial statement, because whenever audit, assessment or anything comes, the department will go as per your audited balance sheet. Okay, and you are supposed to give reconciliation statement as per revenue disclosed in financial statement. आप उसको फिर नहीं समझा सकते कि डिमांड नोट इतना है, ये है, वो है. So it is always better that you keep a habit to prepare a reconciliation on the basis of audited financial statement. Then we have specific column to disclose any turnover related adjustment. Freight है. So कई बार क्या होता है ना, the client, what client does, he recovers the freight, he pays the GST also, but instead of booking into the sale or including the value in sale, he does a JV from his expense account. Freight account से वो JV मार के सीधा client को debit कर देते हैं. So those type of adjustment are not captured in revenue, so we have to specifically add, because section 15 of valuation of GST says that it has to be included in the taxable value. So we will include it over here, this type of adjustment. Forex gain loss है वो यहाँ पे adjust कर दोगे आप. कोई आपने सेल ऑफ सिक्योरिटी, सेल ऑफ लैंड रिड्यूस करना है, वो यहाँ पे रिड्यूस कर दोगे, because it will be reflected in your revenue if it is your job to do. So we will arrive at a taxable value, and if there is any difference, we have already discussed that what is to be done for the difference. Friends, generally we try. So as an auditor, what people have done, they have done all the adjustment in GST 9, so 9C will match. So people are still following that theory that सब adjustment 9 में कर दो तो 9C match हो जाएगा. Obviously वो हम पे कहीं ना कहीं backfire भी किया, but still it is easier to disclose all the adjustments in 9 instead of 9C. It is on you whether you want to show in 9 or whether you want to show in 9C all the adjustment, but my humble opinion is that we should disclose everything in GST and 9C and get rid of. Then we have taxable turnover का ऊपर से जो turnover आया, it will flow over here. Then all the non-taxable turnover will be reduced from here, and we will arrive at a taxable turnover. It will match taxable turnover. The total of taxable value, this, and there is 0.1% also, and this, it should match with my taxable turnover over here. So ये एक आप check रखना है यहाँ पे that is whatever details have been mentioned over here, it should match with this figure. So this check you can put in your Excel that it should match. One more change that which has happened, that other rate. So let's continue the builder scenario. So what is the rate of tax in case of a builder? So people will say 5%. No, it is not 5%. The rate of tax is 7.5%. What वन थर्ड वैल्यूएशन जो 5% का इफेक्टिव रेट आता है, दैट इज ड्यू टू वन थर्ड डिडक्शन विच हैज बीन प्रोवाइडेड अंडर द लॉ, अंडर द वैल्यूएशन mechanism, under the notification to arrive at the value of land. So that is the reason we are paying effectively 5%, but we do not have any column to disclose the value at the rate of 7.5%. So such type of scenarios will be covered here. So this is also new addition in the form in 2021. It was not there in 1920. Now they want ki any other type of rate which is not covered above, you are doing any specific transactions or anything, you can disclose it over here. So those type of details we can disclose in GST and INC over here. This is about table 9. Then table 10, if there are reason, if any additional amount payable, they have changed this also. But so पहले auditor recommendation और वो सब था, so they have removed everything since the audit has gone. So any additional amount payable you can disclose in table 11, and you can pay it off. Table 12 we have already discussed, it is about ITC. Table 14, friends, it is not mandatory. There are two things which I would like to discuss, which is not required in GST and 99C, but we should start capturing. So currently it is optional. If you see our HSN wise summary of outward and inward, currently it is optional. But friends, there is a mandate on the government, and we understand the intent of the government is that they want to keep a track of each and every moment, that what is flowing from where and what is flowing, what outcome we are getting. So as a company, they want to do an assessment that this particular entity, what type of HSN or SSC code he is receiving, or HSN code he is receiving, and what type of HSN code he is removing. Okay, so this control they want to have. We already have seen that in export, wherever we are claiming refund, suddenly through circular 135, they changed the annexure B and they made mandatory that we are supposed to give HSN wise detail also. We have to mention HSN code if we want to go for the refund claim. So friends, now it is the high time that we should educate our client, and we should tell our client that boss, you have to capture HSN details for your inward supplies. The option is there for 2021. We do not know whether it will come for 21-22 or whether it will continue for 22-23. Friends, please remember, it will be very difficult for us, people like us, to prepare these details. So this has to be embedded or has to be auto flown through their system. So the idea is that we have to keep pushing the client that please capture. Outward generally people do, because outward summary hum GSR 1 mein bhi dikhate hain, and it is easier also. Inward mein we are not tracking. So please push your clients and please ask your clients that please start capturing HSN details for your inward supplies. आप जब वो सेनवेट रजिस्टर बनाते हो या आईटीसी रजिस्टर बनाते हो, उसमें आप एचएसएन कोड डालने की हैबिट डाल दो, ठीक है, बिकॉज टुमारो यू डोंट नो व्हेन इट विल सडनली बिकम मैंडेटरी एंड वी आर सपोज्ड टू गिव दिस डिटेल्स. Similarly, table 14 of GST and 9C, currently it is optional, बट आई थिंक वी शुड एजुकेट क्लाइंट कि भैया जब आप एचएसएन बना रहे हो, जब आईटीसी रजिस्टर बना रहे हैं, तो उसमें कौन से एक्सपेंस में बुक हुआ है वो हेड भी डाल के रखिए, कि whether this particular line item has been booked in purchase, royalty, bank charges, entertainment, conveyance, कहाँ पे other expenses, कहाँ पे आपने जाके इसकी बुकिंग करी है, because this detail will also be required. We have seen few cases sorry, we have seen few cases where in GST audit, where department is conducting GST audit, they are asking these details. We are saying no, that this is not supposed to be given in GST Act or GST law, but they are insisting कि नहीं, we want to know इतना freight है, इसमें से आपने कितने पे ITC लिया है, कितने पे RCM book किया है. So friends, these are the details which will be required in future. And if someone asks suddenly, it will make your life very hectic, to pull out these details from past data. So the idea is to educate our clients today itself that ki boss ye data aaj nahi to kal lagne wala hai. Let us be prepared for it and let us start capturing inward ITC detail or inward HSN code details, or let us start capturing the expense head where we are booking the expenses. So this is it on the form side, that what GSTR 9 is, what GSTR 9C is. And I hope I am clear, and if there are any doubt, please do mention in chat box. I will try my best to take as much as possible. And any type of questions you have, please mention in chat box. We will
There is
definitely.
one question in chat box by CA Parth Goswami. Is it mandatory to bifurcate ITC of inputs, capital goods, input services? What if full ITC is shown in inputs only?
I think I have already answered that. It is mandatory to bifurcate in inputs and capital goods. Input service is optional. You can show everything in inputs. Input service and inputs you can show collectively in inputs, but capital goods bifurcation is mandatory.
So we have two people who have raised their hands as well.
Yeah, please.
Can I ask them to
Yes,
unmute?
yes, please,
Yeah.
please.
So, CA Paresh Vora. So if you have any question, I've allowed you to unmute yourself. You can ask. Uh, Paresh Vora, sir, is there anything that you would like to ask? Okay, I guess not. The other person has lowered his hand, so we can continue, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now, let us understand few case studies that generally we face at the time of preparing 99C. We have tried to cover, in our discussion or in our this presentation, that we answer these case studies. So we might have answered most of them, but let us understand, few scenarios which generally client ask, or our staff or our article faces. कि सर इसका क्या, मैडम इसका क्या, इसको कैसे दिखाना है, उसको कैसे करना है. So I have tried to cover few practical aspects. So let us understand that and let's see what is the impact. The case 1, GSTR 3B taxable value 1 lakh. I have disclosed GSTR 3B 1 lakh. In GSTR 1 I have disclosed 1 lakh, and as per books also 1 lakh. What will come in table 4? Table 4 we know has to be prepared as per books. 3B match hota hai, to table 4 mein it will come 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so this is my table 4. What will come? Let's assume everything is B2B for a moment. So what will come? 1 lakh rupees will come over here. Let's see case 2. My GSTR 3B is 80,000. My GSTR 1 is 80,000, and in books 1 lakh rupees. Okay, and I have adjusted 20,000 in 21-22. So what will happen? We will prepare as per books. As per books मैंने सबसे पहले टेबल 4 में 1 lakh rupees डाला. Then I'll match with 3B. 3B में 80,000 है. Whether I have paid 20,000 in the next financial, what I'll do? I'll remove 20,000 from table 4 and disclose in table 10. So what will happen? Table 4 में कितना आएगा? 80,000. Table 4 will have 80,000, table 10 will have 20,000, and 1 lakh rupees will flow to GSTR 9C. It will match. Case study 3, table GSTR 3B 80,000, GSTR 1 में 90,000 दिखाया है, as per books 1 lakh है, and 20,000 I have adjusted in 21-22. What we are supposed to do? We have to ignore GSTR 1. I will prepare as per books 1 lakh rupees in table 4. अभी मेरे को देखना है GSTR 3B में कितना है. In GSTR 3B I have 80,000. What is the difference? The difference is 20,000. Whether I have paid in the next financial year? Yes, the answer is yes. I have adjusted in the next financial year. This 20,000 I'll remove from table 4 and I'll disclose in table 10. Okay, so what will happen? Table 4 will have 80,000. Table 10 will have 20,000. Okay, so table 4 will have 10,000. Table 10 will have, so table 4 will have 80,000. Table 10, this is my table 10. Next year adjustment, it will have 20,000. total value 1 lakh, GSTR 9C as we all know 1 lakh rupees. As per books, if this is my turnover, 1 lakh will match, the difference will be 0. Okay, so this is my table, and this is how the impact of 4 and 10 will flow. Now let us understand case study 4. So friends, before that, let us see in this example we are giving the exact same treatment. What is the difference? GSTR 1 may I have disclosed 10,000 additionally. Okay, so the idea is to completely ignore GSTR 1. GSTR 1 is the only for the purpose of bifurcation, because from GSTR 3B you will not get the bifurcation of B2B plus B2C, right? This will be only available from GSTR 1. So case study 4. GSTR 3B 80,000, GSTR 1 90,000, as per books 1 lakh. Adjustment in financial year 21-22 nil. Okay, then what will happen? What we have decided, will prepare as per books. As per books table 4 mein first we have mentioned 1 lakh rupees. Okay, let us see. So table 4 mein we will mention 1 lakh rupees. The tax amount will be 18%. 18,000 rupees. What will happen? This 18,000 will come to table 9. 18,000 आ गया. Okay, let's assume I have paid the entire liability in cash. Have I adjusted in the next financial year? What my case study says, it says that adjustment is 0. So क्या होगा? Table मेरे को as it is रखना है. I don't have to do any adjustment. As it is, I have to file GST 9 as per books of accounts. So 0 adjustment. Table 10 में कुछ नहीं आएगा. 1 lakh rupees. How much I have paid? How much I have paid? So friends, I have paid on 80,000. When I have disclosed GSTR 3B 80,000, I have paid on 80,000. So how much is the amount? 80,000 into 18%. 14,400. So I have paid 14,400. Let's assume there is 0 ITC. So 14,400. Okay, tax payable I 18,000 on 1 lakh 14,400. 3,600 का difference है. This has to be paid through DRC 03. So this we pay through DRC 03. What will happen in 9C? Let's see. 9C में 1 lakh rupees is my taxable turnover. यहाँ से डेटा कितना फ्लो होगा? टेबल 4 में कितना था? 1 lakh will flow 0 difference. 1 lakh 0 difference. यहाँ पे आ जाएगा 1 lakh rupees. 18%, 18,000. This data will flow from GSTR 9 0. The difference will be 0 over here. So GSTR 9C, there is no difference. In GSTR 9, in table 9, the tax payable, there will be a difference of 3,600 which needs to be paid in DRC 03. Why we are paying through DRC 03? Because we have not paid in 21-22. If we would have paid in a scenario, if we would have paid in 21-22, यहाँ पे it is 14,400 because ऊपर 80,000 हो जाता था, and this amount would have come over here 20,000 and 3,600. This was the treatment if we would have adjusted in 21-22. Let us go back to the next case study. I hope the things are getting clear. You can understand in any way, whichever way you want, but this is how the impact will be there. The case 5, my GSTR 3B, I have disclosed 1,20,000, GSTR 1 lakh, GSTR, so as per books 1 lakh, I have adjusted in 21-22 20,000. So what I'll do, table 4 1,20,000, no, table 4 1 lakh rupees as per books. Now I'll compare with GSTR 3B. GSTR 3B में कितना है? 20,000 है. ठीक है. Have I adjusted in the next financial year? Yes. So what I'll do, I'll give one impact in table 4. I'll make it 120 and I'll give another impact in table 11 कि मैंने next year adjust किया है. So table 11 will show 20,000. So what will happen? 4 minus 11. So it will be 1 lakh rupees. So 1 lakh rupees will flow. 1 lakh will match, and 20,000 anyway I have adjusted in the next financial year. Case study 6. GSTR 3B 120, GSTR 11, GSTR as per books 1. I have no adjustment in 21-22 0. Okay, so what will happen? I'll prepare GSTR 9 as per books. I'll show 1 lakh rupees in table 4. I'll go to compare with GSTR 3B whether it is matching. No. Okay, what is the difference? 20,000. Have I adjusted in the next financial year? No. Then what I am supposed to do? I have to file as it is. Let us see what will happen. So GSTR 9, what I'll do? I have disclosed 1 lakh rupees. I will disclose 1 lakh rupees. 18,000. What will happen in table 9? Table 9, it will happen that I'll reduce this figure to 18,000. Okay. And how much I have paid? I have paid on 1,20,000. In 3B, I have paid on 120. There's a difference of negative 3,600. There is no other impact. GST and 9C will match. 9C में 1 lakh आ जाएगा वो, it will match. Table 9 payable का यहाँ पे लेता है, it will match. So there is no impact in GST and 9C. 9C the difference will be 0. What will happen in table 9? My tax payable is 18,000. However, I have paid 21,600. So there is an excess payment of 3,600 which I have made. Okay, what I'm supposed to do? I will file this 990 as it is, and I'll go for the refund of excess tax paid of 3,600, and this will become my base document for the purpose of refund. So this is my next case study that I have adjusted. I have not adjusted. So table 9, 20,000 claim refund excess paid. These are the case studies. These are the only scenario which is possible in outward supply, that either I have adjusted, either I have not adjusted. There is an excess payment in 3B, there is a loss, there is a short payment in 3B. Either I have adjusted, I have paid, or I have not paid or not adjusted in the next financial year. And this is how we are supposed to disclose in GSTR 99C. Let us understand the very same thing from ITC perspective. Okay. Let us see case 1. Okay, and we see the reporting in 2021 also, and we see the reporting in 21-22 also. Okay, so friends, credit as per books is 3,000. Okay, so what I'll do, the first thing I'll do, 12A is credit as per books, ITC availed as per audited financial statement. कुछ भी होने दो दुनिया में, I'll mention 3,000 over here. Whatever is as per books, I'll mention over here. So what is the treatment? Table 12A, it will go to 9C. Okay. Now credit shown in GSTR 3B. Let's assume a scenario. I have claimed credit of 4,000 in GSTR 3B. Okay, so what will happen? ITC, my auto-populated figure will be 4,000. Okay, I will have a breakup of 3,000 only. Okay, it will automatically, let's assume that entire 4,000, for a moment I'll show over here. Okay, what will happen if I give a breakup of 4,000? What will happen? 1,000 is the difference, right? So this 1,000 is excess claim. What I can do, there was a question that what if I have filed the GSTR, GSTR 9 as it is. So what will happen? This will happen if you have filed the GSTR 9 as it is. Okay, if you have not rectified your error, so there is a difference of 1,000. So you have to reverse this 1,000 from here. Now there can be two scenario. Option 1. So this is what we have done as it is. So there is a difference. The first option, that you have claimed this credit. So let's go to 21-22. मेरा as per books credit था 6,000 and 1,000 रुपए मैंने 3B में लिया. ठीक है, तो 1,000 रुपए जो डिफरेंस था ना, वो मैंने 3B में ले लिया. ओके, so credit as per books 3,000, I have claimed in 3B 4,000. ठीक है, the option is that I have claimed, ITC claimed in financial year 21-22 0. This is one option. Okay, so what could I have done? Okay, So my credit availability eligibility was 3000. Let us understand how much I am eligible for 3000, because as per books it was 3000. How much I have claimed in GSTR 3B? 4000. Okay, and I have not done any adjustment in financial year 21-22. मैंने कुछ भी नहीं किया. Okay, now at the time of reconciliation I have realized कि boss मैंने गलती कर दी. ठीक है, I have claimed 4000 excess. What I am supposed to do? Okay, what I am supposed to do? You mention 4000 over here. Okay, the as per whatever you have claimed. Okay, now to reconcile with the books, I am supposed to pay 1000 rupees through DRC03. So what I'll do, I'll go to other reversal, I'll mention 1000 rupees over here and I'll pay it through DRC03. यहाँ पे इसका कोई impact नहीं आएगा. What will happen in GSTR 9C? As per books 3000, as per GSTR 9 3000, and I have paid DRC03 of 1000. This is how the disclosure will happen for the purpose of ITC. I hope I am clear, where I have not done not a single adjustment. Now assume a scenario, this 1000 rupees I have reversed in financial year 21-22. What will happen? पर का तो 4000 जो मैंने लिया, I have reversed in 21-22. So what I'll do, I'll show in table 12 reversal 1000 rupees. What will happen in 9C? So नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. वैसे नेगेटिव फिगर शायद लेता नहीं है. आई नीड टू चेक वेदर इट टेक नेगेटिव फिगर और नॉट. सो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा द आईटीसी बुक्ड इन करंट फाइनेंशियल ईयर टू बी क्लेम्ड इन सब्सिक्वेंट फाइनेंशियल ईयर. आई हैव रिवर्स, सो नेगेटिव 1000 it will become 4000, 4000, 4000. It will match. Now the next question is, I have reversed it in the next financial year. I have not reversed it at all. We have discussed both the scenario. Let's see ulta. What? So the very same impact in so let's understand this impact in the next financial year. So if I have reversed in the next financial year, what will happen in 21-22? Let's assume 21-22 5000 credit and मैंने 5000 ही लिया हुआ है. First scenario, my 21-22. Next year we are discussing, so 5000 लिया हुआ है. So first instance कि आपने next year में कुछ लिया नहीं था, आपने कुछ नहीं किया, you were paid through DRC03, whatever excess claim you have done. So 5000, there is no reversal, there is nothing will come over here. My books credit in the next financial year is 5000 will come, 5000 will match, difference 0. Wherever I have made not any adjustment in 21-22. The next scenario where I have made the adjustment of 1000 rupees. So what will happen? 5000 तो आपने ये साल का लिया 5000 and आपने 1000 rupees पिछले साल का लिया, right? जो 1000 rupees आपने पिछले साल का रिवर्स किया. Okay, so here it will have 4000. Okay, what you are supposed to show, you are supposed to show 5000. There's a difference of 1000 rupees which will show that this ITC pertains to, this ITC adjustment pertains to financial year 1920. If you have adjusted it, let's assume a scenario कि आपने 3B में reversal अलग से दिखाया. You have gone ahead. Give me a minute. I think my phone is ringing. Sorry. Yeah. So there can be two scenarios we were discussing. I'll repeat. पिछले साल का 1000 रुपए मैंने 1000 rupees I have adjusted in 21-22. Okay, we are discussing those scenarios. One possibility कि मैंने ऊपर से ही adjust कर दिया. At the time of claim, all other ITC I have adjusted. So this is how it will look. 4000 auto populated होगा because you have claimed 4000 only. What is your credit? Your credit as per books of accounts is 5000. You will show 5000 over here. 1000 rupees difference. 1000 rupees difference. This ITC pertains to financial year 1920. You will say 5000 chalega. 5000 will come here. 5000 as per books. 5000 here. It will match. Okay. The second situation, you have disclosed the reversal separately. Populated figure will be 5,000, 5,000. Obviously मेरा सारा input का है, books का मैंने यहाँ पे दिखाया. The next scenario, यहाँ पे automatically मेरे को reversal दिखेगा 1,000 rupees का, because I have disclosed separately, right? तो मेरे को यहाँ पे reversal दिखेगा. What we are supposed to do? We are supposed to disclose the figures only pertaining to this current period. Whether this ITC reversal pertains to this current period, no. So what I'll do, I'll delete it. 0. So 5,000 will go here. So whatever is auto populating, I'll make it 0. कि नहीं भैया ये reversal मेरा 21-22 का नहीं है. This is for 2021. This will happen in financial year 21-22. So this is entire one scenario we have discussed where I have claimed excess credit. Let us see otherwise where I have claimed short credit. Let's assume that my credit as per books is 5,000 in 2021. I have claimed in 3B 4,000. So as per books, आंख बंद करके 12A 5,000. ठीक है? Then go to GSTR 9. How much I have claimed? I have claimed 4,000 only. Then what we'll say? We'll say कि will show as per books. Okay? Will show as per books. Let us assume two scenarios. One, that I have claimed 4,000. There can only be two situations possible. I have claimed this 1,000 rupees in next financial year, or I have not claimed this 1,000 rupees at all. Okay. If I have claimed this 1,000 rupees in the next financial year, what we have discussed, we are not supposed to claim through GSTR 9. However, we will give the impact. So how will give the impact? If we have claimed in the next financial year, I'll reduce. What I'll do, I'll reduce 1,000 rupees from here, and next financial year में claim किया ना, so I'll do ITC availed for the next financial year 1,000 rupees. Next financial year में मैंने avail किया है. What will happen? मैंने 5,000 में से 1,000 रुपीज नेक्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर में क्लेम किया. 4,000 इस साल का है. 4,000 will match. The difference will be 0. Okay. Now what will happen in 21-22? Okay. Let's assume उसका भी 5,000 ITC था. It will match पूरा. So in a general scenario, in a normal scenario, ideally अगर पिछले साल का कुछ नहीं होता था इन 21-22 तो 5,000 मैच हो जाता था मेरा. 9C में 5,000, दिस डिफरेंस इज 0. 5,000 मैच होता था. नाउ हाउएवर मैंने 1,000 रुपीज पिछले साल का भी लिया हुआ है, तो इट विल रिफ्लेक्ट एज 6,000. ओके. So whether I am supposed to, what I am supposed to show, I am supposed to show as per books of accounts 5,000 मैंने यहाँ पे दिखाया, because press release says current financial year दिखाना है. There is a difference of 1,000. कोई मेरे को पूछेगा what is the, I'll say this ITC pertains to 2021, sorry. Okay. So what will happen? GSTR 9C will match. So this entire thing will match with over here. Now what was the second option which we discussed, that in this scenario this table will become redundant. What if I want to show 1,000 rupees over here? Then what you can do, instead of showing 5,000, you can choose to show 6,000 ka breakup over here, which I feel should not be done, though it is a better representation. But if I strict by the law, it should not be done. It will match 6,000. So this is another option you can explore in the next financial year. I think we should stick to 5,000 and let that table be redundant if there is a redundancy. So we'll show 5,000. This is the impact in the next financial year. What if a scenario where I have claimed short credit, okay, in the financial year 2021, I have claimed only 4,000, okay, and 1,000 rupees I have not claimed at all. So what will happen? यहाँ पे 4,000 आएगा. If what breakup I am supposed to give, I'll give 4,000, because the reason I could have disclosed here 5,000, but the reason is that I am not supposed to avail any additional credit through GSTR 9. I am supposed to pay additional liability but I am not supposed to claim any additional credit. That is the reason we'll show 4,000 here, not 5,000. We'll show 4,000 का breakup, whatever we have claimed in 3B. What will happen? आपका as per books 5,000 है, आपने दिखाया 4,000 ही है, रिटर्न में 3B में आपने 4,000 लिया है, 1,000 rupees आपका पेंडिंग है. What I'll say, INR 1,000 has not been claimed by registered person, has not been claimed by registered person, hence lapsed. This is what we will do. कि भाई सामने वाले बंदे ने, रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन ने क्लेम नहीं किया 1,000 रुपए, अभी तो वो क्लेम कर नहीं सकता है. 21-22 में भी नहीं किया, उसकी टाइमलाइन भी गई सितंबर की. अगर उसमें किया होता तो आई कुड हैव डिस्क्लोज इन टेबल 13 और आई कुड हैव डिस्क्लोज ओवर हियर. मैं दोनों में से कोई भी एक ऑप्शन लेके यहाँ पे डिस्क्लोज करके उसको खत्म करता था, बट ही हैज नॉट क्लेम्ड. सो this ITC is lapsed, so I have to give a remark that this ITC has been lapsed. Okay, what will happen in table 8? टेबल 8 है, लेट्स अज्यूम एवरीथिंग गोज राइट. टेबल 8 में मेरे को 5,000 रुपीज दिखेगा, यहाँ पे भी 1,000 रुपए का डिफरेंस दिखेगा. इफ यू वांट टू लैप्स, यू कैन लैप्स ओवर हियर कि आईटीसी अवेलेबल बट नॉट अवेल्ड. इफ यू डोंट वांट टू डू एनी रिमार्क, यू कैन कीप इट एज इट इज कि भाई 1,000 रुपए मेरा एक्स्ट्रा दिख रहा है 2 mm. सो दिस इज हाउ द एंटायर थिंग विल फ्लो. Anything you have in mind, we can discuss it, or I can share. I will be sharing this Excel with you, and I'll share my presentation also. So now this is it from my side. I hope I am able to cover GSTR 99C from practical way, that how to actually prepare it and what type of adjustment has to be disclosed. Now any questions we can take up.
Okay, people, if you have any questions, you can ask now. Alternatively, you can also use your electronic hands to ask.
There is one question, I think, for organizer. Sir, can you share the case study through email? I will be sharing with you, sir. You can share with them. Any questions? I'm surprised that I have clarified everything. Can I get recorded video?
Okay, so there's a question, can I get recorded video? Yes, we are recording this webinar. We will be uploading it on our YouTube channel. Wait a few minutes.
Okay, so meanwhile, what I'll do, I have prepared another Excel. If time permits, I'll show certain adjustment. So generally we face, this table is very, very important. 5O adjustments in turnover due to reason not listed above. So I have tried to compile certain adjustments over here, that what type of adjustments generally are there. So we'll discuss 5 more minutes if there are no questions, that what type of adjustment. So let's assume there's an interest received. It will not come in my sales register, and therefore I might not have disclosed in GSTR 3B and GSTR 1. This is very common thing, that we directly see interest received in my financial statement, but not in my GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. Okay, so we have not reported it anywhere. Therefore, when I'll go from here, okay, I'll have interest income included in this column. Okay, so obviously, if I am not disclosing anything over here in GSTR 9, there'll be a difference of interest income. So where to disclose the interest income? So there is a column of exempt supply. You can disclose it over here. So your GSTR 9C reconciliation will be matched. Similarly, dividend received. Dividend received is not an exempt income. It is not a supply. So dividend income will be included in this turnover. So friends, we have to stick to the basics, that we know that dividend income is included in this. However, GST should not be payable. So we have to remove dividend from here, right? So we can disclose the dividend income in other adjustments. So what we can do, we can insert, in your Excel, you can do dividend income of 15 rupees and you can reduce that from here. So 15, 19 and 85. So it will become, it is easy for you to disclose. Then we have drawback received. So sometimes we receive drawback in case of export. The drawback is neither supply nor income. So you can disclose directly in 5.4, table 5.4, other adjustments. So this is my table 5.4, other adjustment. You can disclose drawback also over here. You can reduce drawback also. Drawback. So suppose 20 rupees drawback. So it will become 35 rupees will be reduced from your total taxable supply. So this is how you can disclose everything, and you can keep this Excel handy. So if something happens in future, you know you can always refer it to that कि भाई मेरा अगर balance sheet में 100 rupees का income है, so how would I have arrived at 65 of taxable supplies? Similarly, we have export incentive MEIS license. So when you get the MEIS license, again it is not a supply, so you can disclose in other adjustment table 5.4. But when you sell MEIS income, so what will happen? Sometimes we only book the sale proceed, or we book the income and then we pass a JV. So sale of MEIS is an exempt income, and it entail reversal under rule 42 also. So sale of MEIS will be disclosing again as interest को हमने जहाँ पे दिखाया था, the same treatment. Sale of MEIS scheme or script will be disclosed over here. Similarly, exchange rate fluctuations, we have a specific column to disclose that 5N, any kind of exchange rate gain, or so if it is a gain, we'll reduce. If it was a loss, we'll add it back because the similar treatment was given at the time of balance sheet. The gain is included, but it is not liable to tax, so I have to reduce it. The loss was already reduced from this figure, at the time of preparing financial adjustment, statement. However, that reduction is not GST liability reduction, so I have to add it back. So we have to keep those things in mind while preparing GSTR 99C. Profit on sale of investment is not a supply, so we have to reduce that profit on sale of investment. It is not exempt supply also, so we'll give that again, that effect in table 5.4. We'll give other adjustments. Royalty received is might be there in sales register, but it might not be in financial. So I have seen sometimes royalty has been booked directly either through capital account, the fixed asset account में से directly route हो जाता है, or you have reduced your technical fees expenses. The client passed the JVs through expense account. So friends, please note, whatever recovery you are doing from your clients, your group companies, suppose any kind of recovery your client is doing from their clients or their group companies, which is not forming part of revenue, the balance sheet revenue, the P&L revenue, which has been routed through expense, we have to add all them back, because those are liable to GST, but they are not forming part of my revenue in my P&L. Okay, so we have to add all those back over here. So if such kind of royalty, such kind of freight recovery, any kind of other expenses recovery, we have to add it back over here. Similarly, sale of scrap. So sale of scrap might not have been disclosed in my GST return GSTR 13B, but it will come in financials as an income. So we have to disclose sale of scrap. We have to pay, we have to, GST is to be paid, and accordingly we have to disclose in table 4. So these are few, adjustment which I have noted down, which generally we receive queries. Bad debts written off का क्या करना है? So bad debts written off is not a supply. So it is included in my so bad debts जो मेरा रिटर्न ऑफ हो गया, उसकी रिकवरीज एनीवे इंक्लूडेड इन दिस इनकम. So I have to reduce that income from here, so I can arrive at a taxable value if I have recovered anything from bad debts. Insurance claim received, this is also very critical, that insurance claim मेरे को मिला. Again, I might not have paid GSTR 1 and 3B. I have not disclosed that in 1 or 3B. So I might have booked that other income. So I have to reduce that insurance claim from other income to arrive at a taxable value. Similarly, if I have, this is for any goods which has damaged. So I have to do the ITC reversal as per section 17.5. I cannot claim the ITC on damaged goods. so I have to do the reversal or I have to pay the GST on insurance claim. So that call has to be taken from the client that what needs to be done. So these are few, general queries which we received relating to turnover adjustments. So I have tried to, cover it over here, and I thought I'll present for the benefit of participants. I'm done, sir. I think this is from my side. If
Yes,
anything,
there are a few questions. I will just read them out. Uh, there's a question from Vikas Jain, CA Vikas Jain. In NBFC, 50% not reverse in 3B and books. How to show in GST 9?
so we have a specific column. I think it is reversal under a section, if I'm not wrong. So I'm not able to identify the rule, but I think
There is.
it is specifically given, and we have a specific column. Just hold on. I'll just check which rule it is covered. So we in GSTR 3B we are showing it separately, just to for your benefit that other reversal. I think it is governed by Rule 38. Yes, it is governed by Rule 38. So we have a specific column. I'll just share my screen.
So there
Uh,
is a specific column
yeah, there's a
for
specific column
representatives.
for reversal in GSTR 9. Though it's optional for 2021, but it is better if you do if you want to disclose. So 38 we do not have specific column. We have to show our other reversal.
Okay.
Right? So we have to show other reversal. In Rule
Other
38, we do not have a
reversals.
specific column. It is governed by 38. So if there is a specific column relating to Rule 38, we have to disclose. Otherwise, it will be governed under other reversal. So any kind of reversal, be it Section 17(5), be it eligible credit, be it 180 days reversal, any kind of reversal which you have done, which is not covered by specific rule, which is being part of the GST 9, you can always disclose under other reversal. And for financial year 2021, all other reversal rule 37, 39, 42, 43, everything is optional. So anyway, we are disclosing all the reversal under a single head of other reversal, so you can choose that. uh there
Then
is
we
one.
have a question by Parth Goswami. Can we show cause of payment in DRC 3 as voluntary instead of annual return?
You can always show, and you can adjust the DRC 3 against. So DRC 03 is intimation to the officer that I have paid this account amount. Okay, you can always show voluntary 73(5). You can select, and you can always show that I have paid it voluntarily. You can mention in the remark that this is for the liability which you missed out at the time of GST 9. If you know specifically, you can mention. Otherwise, you can say that 40,000 of was the liability which I have not paid in GST 3B. I am paying it right now, and you can mention voluntary. It is advisable generally we show as annual return. Reconciliation statement generally we do not show, but the question is, can we show cause of payment voluntary? Yes. What is advisable? Advisable it is if you are paying for the annual return, you show as annual return. What are the consequences for not filing GST and 990 within due date? There is a penalty of 200 rupees per day, which can go up to so GSTR 9 I am talking about, which go up to 0.5% of turnover in your state. So this is a huge penalty if you do not file within time. GSTR 9C, there is no specific penalty which is prescribed, but if officer insists, he can charge 25. There is a general penalty of 25,000. He can charge you with that. So 25 plus 25, matlab he can charge you with 50,000 rupees in both CGST and SGST Act. Isn't
Is interest, I think
applicable if
interest
ITC reversal
applicable
done
if
through
ITC
DRC 4.
reversal through DRC 03 from current credit balance?
So there are two things, One is that we should answer that whether am I allowed to do DRC 0 annual return may if there is a mistake, or if I want to do any ITC reversal for the purpose of annual return, whether I am allowed to do it through credit. So there was a specific press release that it is not allowed through credit. Okay, if we follow the press release, obviously we can dispute it on the legislative background, but there was a press release that it has to be paid in cash. All the payment relating to annual return and reconciliation statement has to be paid in cash. What was the logic behind it is that government doesn't know that this credit balance through which you are paying DRC 03 is belongs to that period, or it is recently accrued in your current month return periods. Okay, so suppose today in February, if I am paying through DRC 03 and through credit, the government doesn't know whether this credit was there in 2021 or it has been accrued in the December return or November return. So if they allow through December or November return, then there was an unjust enrichment, because at that time you didn't have money and now you are using current money for the. So this is the logic which has been given, when we, when the association have asked that, why you have disallowed through cash payment. Now coming to your second part of question, is interest applicable? So applicability interest is a separate topic itself. If there was a, so section 53 is also fortunately have been amended retrospectively now in the current budget. So if there was a credit balance line, okay, so there are two scenarios. One is the output liability side and ITC wrong availment. If you availed wrong ITC but you have not utilized it, if you have maintained that balance throughout the year till the time of filing GST and 9, in my humble opinion, you are not supposed to pay interest. If it is pertaining to output liability, and if you have maintained again the credit balance throughout the year, you can choose not to pay the interest and you can dispute it कि भैया मेरे पास तो credit balance था, if I would have paid through GSTR 3B, then also the interest would not be applicable, because your own law says that the interest is applicable only when it is paid in cash. Okay, so these are the two position which you can take even if you are paying DRC 03 through cash. So these are the two position which you can take at the time of disputing interest, and I think it should sail through.
Next question is CA Mohammed Zameen asks, Sir, our client old accountant claimed ITC in ISD column in GSTR 3B and filed GSTR 9 as it is. Now he's received a scrutiny and demand approx 25 lakhs for 3 years from 1718. How can I tackle the same? Please.
No, so I don't think so. Anything is required on that part. You can just say that we have made a wrong disclosure, and since there is no option available to amend the GSTR 9, we are not able to amend it. It's just mere a disclosure. The ITC was correctly availed. It is matching with my GSTR 2 also, with my books of accounts also. You can give a ITC register and say that I have claimed ITC. I was eligible and I have claimed ITC as my right. And the only mistake which I have done is that disclosure of here and there, which cannot be a reason to disallow my ITC. So I am pretty much sure that this will sail through, and there should not be any hurdles. I think this case can easily go in favor of assessee. There should not be any major issues.
Okay. Okay, so is there any other question? Just me check. I guess not. So, okay, so we are towards the end of the session. We can quickly move towards the vote of thanks. I would like CA Siddharth Dwivedi to please proceed from here. And
Yeah, thank you, Nishchit. Nishchit, at start of the session, you have used the word complex, and Gautam sir has used the word puzzle. So hope this complex puzzle got solved today. Sir, you have tried to solve this puzzle by giving a practical approach, practical examples, and by seeing the flow of the queries in chat box. This shows the complex nature of the topic. Hope this will benefit the members as the due date is approaching. And one more thing, sir. Congratulations for being elected as RCM for the year 22 to 25.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Over to you, Nishchit.
yes, so we are very much at, and this marks the end. And I think there are no more questions, but we would like to thank you from the bottom of our heart for delivering such a topic at such an important time also. So we are very near to the due date, and I guess we had a lot of questions in our mind, and your session, the way you've approached the session, clears it out for us. If you have any feedback form that you may want us to circulate,
The
please share it with us. We'll surely forward it to our members.
Sure. Thank you, Nishchit. The only thing is, thank you so much, Mira Road Study Circle, Siddharth, Nishchit, and Shweta ma'am, giving me this opportunity to share my views with the participants. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will close for the meeting for today. And since it is Valentine Day tomorrow, we have I have, of course, small things to say. It's a joke. Don't take it seriously. But since we have had such a intense topic today, uh, the Valentine Day special exit for today is it's a song. ऐसे न मुझे तुम देखो GST लगा दूंगा पैसे भी चुरा लूंगा तुमसे टैक्स भी लगा दूंगा. With this, we end today's webinar. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.